Hey, good evening, folks. I wanted to welcome to my channel. Hope you guys are all having a good, safe start to your work week. So let's see what I'm working on here, which is the MPC 1978 Dodge D100 pickup truck. All right, so this is obviously you can see I got a lot done, and what I did is a two-tone color. I went with a medium blue with a silver on the bottom and on the roof. But as you can see, most of the silver is rusted out, so you can see a little bit there in the middle. Yeah, and you can kind of see where some of the rust is a little shallow, so you can kind of see the finish underneath. But anyway, yeah, so that's what I did. I wanted to do a two-tone medium blue with silver, with some heavy rust and corrosion and dirt, you know, some wear, all that good stuff. So yeah, so let's start off with the chassis here, and there's your completed chassis, and you can see the blue that I use, and then you can see the rust on the underside of the bed there, on the fuel tank, and most of the exhaust system is rusted out. You can see the front axle and suspension has some heavy rust on it. Of course, the rear axle does. There's your shocks. I did them in yellow. And there's your motor and tranny that are already in. There's your drive line, mostly rust, surface rust on it. It's black otherwise. So where I got the idea to do this truck is down the street from me. One of my neighbors has a 80s through early 90s Dodge D150 pickup, and it's in like a almost dark blue and silver. So you can see where I got the idea for the color scheme, and I didn't want to do exactly it, but I wanted to get kind of close, so I did it in this color. The colors that I did for this build are Krylon Satin Harbor Blue. It's a very nice color, by the way. Definitely be using this on future builds. So yeah, Satin Harbor Blue for the blue, and then for the silver on the bottom and the roof, I did Krylon metallic silver, and it came out pretty good. So I'm not disappointed with it by any means. So yeah, so that's the color scheme for this truck. Yeah, the real truck that I based this off of had some heavy wear on it, some sun oxidation or just damage. That's what this the silver here that I painted on, that's what this represents. It's really heavy oxidation, or even the paint is just removed from the metal just from it sitting and the sun beating down on it. That's what I'm thinking. I mean, if yeah, so anyway, that's what I think it is. But I'm gonna go with oxidation most likely. And of course you can see the heavy corrosion there on the door and the roof, on the back of the cab there. I added some sponsor decals on the back window. I got one of the mirrors on. The other mirror was giving me trouble. It actually the frame broke on me on one side. I got to fix it. I walked away from it because it was just giving me a lot of grief. So yeah, but no, it's coming out pretty good. You can see all the trim detail. There's the wipers. The inside of the fender panels has heavy rust to it also, you can see there. So yeah, so that's how the cab looks. The hood has some more damage, more rust and oxidation areas, pockets of oxidation on it. Rust on the underside of the hood there, or I should say rust patches, you know. Here's the interior. The interior I went with a lighter blue, and it stands out pretty well. The carpet is the same color. I didn't do too much to it, just dirtied it up really good. You can see the dashboard there. The panel is silver with black gauges. There's a CB radio. I just put it there. I just thought it was okay there, you know. Yeah, you can see the dash detail. It's got some wood trim on the very bottom where the AC vents are, and then you can see the black panel there above it. There's the steering column with the wheel. You can see the brake and the clutch. I used the bigger shift lever for it. I didn't like the one it recommended. So yeah, that's the interior. You can see it's got some heavy wear on the seat there and on the door panels. I'm pretty happy with it. Looks pretty good. There's your heater core with your blower motor, and I even rusted out the brake master cylinder there. There's some rust spots there on the firewall, some dirt and road grime there, and I of course detailed the bolts and the wiring. So that's the firewall for you. I still got to finish the underside here so that no one can see that. Not that anybody will. So here's the bed. The bed really heavily rusted certain areas, and you can also see more of the paint removal or oxidation, whatever the heck. There's some spots there, some paint spots. And the 1-in-1 truck had a huge scratch going down the side of the left side of the bed. So I did that on mine. I just took my hobby blade and dug a deep scratch down the side of it. I wanted to replicate rust to where a piece of the metal on the bed fell off. So what I did is I took my sprue cutters and I just cut a little section out, a little chunk there of plastic out, and then I just heavily rusted it. You can see the rust in the fender wells there too. Yeah, there's your tail lights and your tailgate. The tailgate on this truck for some reason doesn't sit very well. It's glued in place. It's not ever going to operate, of course. So the Dodge decal that goes on the tailgate looks pretty good, and then I threw 3 different sponsor decals on there. I just slapped them on there like someone would do in real life. So yeah, that's how the tailgate came out. Some more rust on it, and more rust on the right side here. You can see some more damage on the top and the bottom here of the bed. Oh, I'm sorry, not on the bottom. That's just the metallic silver paint. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with it. I may add some more rust inside there and some more dirt. So, you know, it's like I said, it's just a progress video, just showing you guys what exactly I've done so far. I may add more. We'll see what I'm feeling. So it's looking good so far, though. I did really rub it down in there, as you can see. So yeah, there's your bed. Here is your oh god darn it, it'll come to me, your core support. Your core support with the battery on there, and you see the rust detail there too. Oops. Yeah, I have no idea what this box with the 2 wires coming out is. Of course, there's the front of the core support. There's your radiator. I've painted it flat black so that it looks worn, and added some rust detail on the top and on the fins there, on the bottom. So it's your radiator, and then of course here's your grill. I still got to dirty it up, but you can see how nice it came out for the most part. I black washed the grill. The turn signals I painted with a orange Sharpie marker. Didn't do anything with the headlights. I was actually thinking about dirtying them up a little bit, but maybe not. They're real glass in real life, so I might not do anything to them. So yeah, but I do want to dull down the chrome, probably, is the idea. So yeah, the grill came out pretty well. So yep, there's your grill, and then here's your filler panel that goes under the grill. I painted the insides right there and make it look like it's actually holes. I painted them flat black inside there, and then I added some surface rust to it. So basically the idea with this truck is that a person bought it for a project truck. He wants to restore it, fix it up, make it almost new again, I guess. That's the idea. So he's got a lot of work to do on it, but it's just in a lot of bad shape for its age, but it's still reliable. Just needs a lot of work. Mix match the wheels. I put the custom wheels on the front, and I put the Steelies on the back. You can see this one I dirtied it up and added some rust to the axle hub there, and I threw some flat gray paint to make it look like it's just like someone used it and put spilled paint or whatever on it. You know, it's just kind of the idea I got. And then of course on the other drive wheel I added the stock hubcap. So of course there's some more paint or whatever on that one too. But yeah, see how it came out. So it's a gradual you know, fixer upper there. Here's the little Mopar motor, little Chrysler engine. I used the Rust-Oleum Maui Blue, since that's the closest color I had for a Chrysler V8. So that's what I did it in. I will buy a can of actual Chrysler engine blue since I have future Chryslers I'll be doing. There's your alternator. I left the alternator clean because I wanted it to look like he just replaced it, or the individual bought it with a brand new one. So that's why I didn't dirty it up. You can see that the exhaust manifolds are well rusted, and valve covers in the lower intake manifold have a lot of rust just from age. The engine still runs. It's got a lot of mileage on it, but you know, it still works. But at some point it's going to have to be overhauled and repainted. And of course there's your fan. Yep, and then your power steering pump is there. One thing that I did find disappointing about this engine was it did not come with a starter. So this engine has no starter. It's weird, but whatever. You don't see it anyway, so I'm not gonna bitch too much about it. I gave it a Fram oil filter, as you can see there. The carburetor, I just stuck it on there, and I took a gold marker and I just colored it gold. Once I get an air cleaner put on there, no one's really going to notice much. But yeah, it doesn't look too bad. I thought I did a pretty good job on the weathering on the engine too. So, by the way, putting the engine in was a pain in the ass. The little pin, the locator pin on the front of the oil pan where it drops into the cross member, it was giving me a lot of problems. I actually had to make the hole in the cross member bigger just so I could let it drop in there. I guess I could leave the belt alone, make it look like it has a new belt. It's not a bad idea. So I think I'll just do that. I'll just leave the belt alone. But you can just see where everything else is weathered and showing age and lots of use. So yeah. So yeah, that's basically where we're at with this truck. Having fun with it mostly. I opted not to use the the spare tire. It looks very just toy, and it just looks awful. I might just take a tire and put it there, or just throw it in the bed, you know. So yeah, I didn't want to use it. It just doesn't look real. So yeah, I'm not gonna use it. I'll probably just throw it in the garbage. It's worthless to me. You can see the tires got some nice wear when I first got them out of the box. So yeah, that's pretty much what's going on with this D100. I'm happy with it. I think you guys will dig it a lot. I think you guys will really like it. So yeah, real quick, let me show you the color I used for the interior. It's Rust-Oleum Satin French Blue. Okay, so yeah, that's for your interior. So yeah, those are the three main colors that I used on this build. The other ones, of course, are just flat black by Rust-Oleum. The rear rims were painted, I think semi-gloss black is what I did them in. Yeah, I believe it was semi-gloss black. Radiator was just done in flat black. The belts, the fan, the steering column, the shift lever, they were all done in flat black. So yeah, and then of course everything else, the weathering was done with my craft paints. In fact, I'll show you that real quick. So what I do for weathering is like when I want rust, I take matte Tuscan red and burnt umber, and I just mix them until they give off that rust look, which is how that comes out. So that's how I do it. I just give it a good mix. And then when I do the road grime and stuff like that, I just use flat matte black here. I just dry brush it in areas, you know, just kind of stipple it there. Just make sure, like, that's what I did there. It's not the best, but you know, it's a leather bench and it's been through a lot. It was a work truck, so you know, it's got a lot of wear. And that's what I was replicating there. So same with the door panels, you know, from rubbing and getting your hands on the leather panels and all that stuff. I did the same thing with the dash. I was trying to kill the shine. It was too shiny for me, so that's why I was doing a lot of rubbing in with the black. But it mostly looks good. It looks aged and worn. So there's your seat belts there. So yeah, that's basically what I did for this truck. Now it'll be time for the final assembly of it, and of course do more stuff to it, and then we'll be ready for the final reveal, and then the slideshow, of course, and then we'll figure out the next project. I'm not really sure. Still thinking about what I'm gonna do from this point on. So I'll when I think about it, I'll definitely let you guys know. So all right, you guys have a good, safe night, and we'll see you on the next one. Thanks for watching the video.